Hey everyone, welcome to today's live. If you're joining for the first time, my name is Anne and I am in Kenya, coming to you live in Nairobi. Um, the weather here in Nairobi is quite chilly. There's no sun today. That's why I am having my hoodie inside the house to just keep warm. I have also um, black tea here that I'll be sipping and some groundnuts that that I will be having as we go along with this conversation. So feel very welcome, feel very free to join in, chime in the conversation, share your thoughts about today's topic we are looking at. It's impossible until it is done. It always looks impossible until someone else does it or someone else proves otherwise. And we're just basically gonna share. I'm not an expert in this. I am just gonna share my thoughts, my experiences, maybe, and you can also share and just chime in. It's a conversation, as always. If you've been here, you know we have light and easy conversations. There's nothing serious. There's nothing um, you know, hard. We just like to chat and have a conversation. And so today, while I was doing some work online, I just thought about this thing. I just thought about this topic. I have been trying to grow um, my online presence. Just say hi as you're joining. As always, we like to just get to know each other, how we are doing this afternoon. It's afternoon in Kenya, and probably it's early morning where you are, afternoon. Just say hi. So I've been trying to grow my online presence. I am in service industry, what they call service industry. So I mostly offer service, and as a freelancer, as an entrepreneur, as someone who hasn't been in employment, hasn't been in formal employment for a very long time. Sometimes growing a business is not easy. It's very challenging. It has its days, it has its months, it has its weeks, it has even its years. Like it's not been easy. And several times I've thought of looking for a job. I have looked for a job and I've tried working in like formal employment, but that is also a story for another day. I remember also, thank you so much. I see the likes. Hi, Anastasia, how are you? Remember to give the live a like, it helps send out this live to many people, and tap on the screen. But also, like Anastasia, you can just say hi on the comment section. So, as someone who has business and I've been trying to grow my business, and it's been like it's how I survive, it's how I make money, it's how I live. And sometimes you feel like, I'd rather be in a space where I expect money at the end of the month, and I don't have to worry about looking for clients, looking for work, looking for collaborations and all these things, because it's very hard sometimes and challenging. Hi, Kirocha, what's up? How are you doing? So I've always tried to build my business because it's a passion. It's a business that I started out of a passion. I love fashion. I have been in a fashion space for over 5 years. I started out as thrifting, and selling clothes, and then it slowly transitioned to um, styling. I'm fine. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Nice to have you here. So it transitioned from thrifting to decluttering closets. Then we went to styling, and that's basically where it is to now. I call it wardrobe styling. So it was a really new concept when I started, and many people never heard of it. In fact, many people would think like it's something that only celebrity do or would need. And I am sweating. I am sweating. Maybe I should just, my hair is all messy and all that. It's one of those days. You guys don't judge me. Do not judge me. It's okay if you want to judge me, that's still fine. But I'm trying to, whatever. But this is me today. So it transitioned. Many people ask me, I started into wardrobe styling, and it been a transition. It transitioned slowly. I got it to register it as a business, and that's where now you know you are in real business when you've registered it, and you know you expect to like treat it like a proper business. So it has had its fair challenges. I'm having my black tea and some ground nuts, roasted ground nuts that I roasted the other day. So I have been in that space where I've tried to grow this business. It has had a very interesting curve. Like any other business, I'm sure if you are in business, if you are a freelancer, if you're an entrepreneur out there, you understand, you know, the phases and turns that business take. Mine hasn't been exceptional. It has had all those turns and all those challenges. But I'm one person who um, always say yes. Like if I believe in something, I always say yes to opportunities, and it has opened doors for me. I have worked with a TV station, two TV stations. As a result, some of them were just pro bono, some of them I was interning, but it has opened doors, many doors for me, I believe, and it has shaped who I am. I have learned that if you don't show up, nobody's gonna show up for you. You have to show up for yourself, and sometimes it's always impossible. This looked really impossible. I knew my passion would someday lead me to working with TV stations, but I never known how that would play out. So one day, my friend, a really good friend of mine, uh, got an opportunity to start a show in a TV station, and you know the TV station accepted her idea, and they were like, ah, okay, we think we can work with you. And so she called me on board to be her stylist and to help her do makeup, because I am also a self-taught makeup artist. So I just learned how to do makeup for myself. I just got few basics. I'm not a pro makeup artist, you guys. I just got basic tips. I applied it on myself. I perfected what needed perfected. And yeah, he was like, you do well with your own makeup. It looks nice. You can do that for me. I mean, that was not the initial idea. Her makeup artist for the TV station somehow fall out of, you know, the radar, and there was not much time to look for a new makeup artist, and so that's how I ended up also doing makeup for her. But over that period of time, it was during COVID. Actually, it was just, I don't know, a year into COVID, or when COVID started. Yeah, I think it was during 2020 thereabout. And we worked on and off because, you know, sometimes these TV stations stop shows, and they don't tell you when you'll come back on air. and because they are the producer, they do everything, you can't do much. So we had those moments of you stop, come back, stop, you know, wait for another season to record all the stuff. But sometime last year, or even last year, I think, beginning of last year, 2024. Yeah, business was very, very, especially with everything happening in Kenya and happening around. Yeah, I hit one of those plateau moments, and I didn't know what to do really. I was like, what can I do? Like, economy is not good. People are not willing to spend. People are not willing to do work with you, because my work is as a luxury work. It's not like a necessity like food or clothes or housing. It's what we call a luxury service, because you know not everyone needs it, or not everyone can work with you. So last year I was in that space where let me sip some tea. I was in a space where I just didn't know what to do. I was just not doing much. I was not doing anything that would bring me money. And after a few months of not having clients and making money, you start worrying. You're like, how am I going to survive? How am I going to pay my bills? And you start, maybe entertaining the thoughts of maybe I should look for a job. Maybe I should send out some CVs and get some employment to get me going, because yeah, you need to have the lights on, you need internet, you need some food, you need to just live. And if you are like me, that my parents are not in the city, um, moving in with your parents, moving back home with your parents, become an idea that you can't entertain a lot, because you have to move things back. I don't know, it's like 8 hours, 7 hours drive from Nairobi to like home where my parents live. And so you're like, it's either you sell your household stuff and just travel home. Um, take some time to just strategize, but also when you do such a thing, you're like, oh, maybe it's not a good idea. So you have all these ideas that you're entertaining, and you're like, will things ever go back to normal? Will I ever get clients again? Like, things look just hard and tough. And yeah, so that happened at beginning of last year. And honestly, with everything that has been happening in Kenya, that is still pretty much what myself and many other people who are in business are feeling, because there's just a lot of instability. The business is just slow. People are not consuming, purchasing. There's no money really. And I felt, and I've been feeling like, oh, maybe it's time to put the business on hold, just let's survive, let's look for something that can bring money quickly. Something that can bring money quickly, because yeah, the rent is due, the fridge is empty, stuff like that. And you share with friends and family, and when you realize you're not alone, there's some level of comfort in that. But when you come back home, you're alone, like you're just alone. So in all this, you guys can also just share so that I don't just talk to you guys. but we communicate. Remember to like the live, guys. Just like the live. That's the least I think you can do. You can also just say hi. Let me know where you're watching from as I continue to get some energy with my roasted nuts and black tea. So yeah, last year we were at that point where we are like, oh my God, I was very, very, very conflicted on whether I should look for a job. I had all this self-doubt, and at some point I had a very bad, I don't know, panic attack. I would just wake up and start in the middle of the night and start thinking and wondering, okay, what is going to happen? And then my friend, a really good friend actually, shared with me, and she was like, because beginning of last year, I'd applied for, I'd been taking these short courses about social media management, one for my own business, just to figure out how to grow my business online and to just increase my online presence, which I'm still doing up to you know, this day. But I'd been taking a short, online courses here and there, and on social media management and digital marketing. And so I had little experience. I mean, I'd put it into my own social media, and I'd see some level of growth. So I knew that there was some impact that the courses I was taking was making. You guys like the live? Tap, 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 tap the screen, like the live. And let's continue. So when the year began in January, I saw a job. My friend, the good friend that I worked with on TV as a host, she posted a job, I think, from a group she was in about this company looking for social media manager. And me, the way I know myself, I never say no to opportunities. Like, I don't know whether that's a weakness or a strength, or, whether it's both. But I saw her posting this job on WhatsApp, and I was like, their qualification is pretty much, not high. It's something that I can do. So I don't know. I just thought about it, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna apply for that job. What's the worst that can happen? Like, they can only just decline, tell me no, or call me for an interview. But the job was out of town. Like, it was, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. And so if you're in Nairobi, Nakuru. So the job was in Nakuru, which is like 3 hours drive from Nairobi. But then I didn't mind. I was like, if I do get the job, if I get the job in Nakuru, I would actually move, because there's not much that I'm doing in Nairobi currently. So I was just open even to moving. And I applied for the job. They got back to me. They called me for an interview. And yeah, I went, I took a bus and went for an interview, even though I arrived late, a little bit late. Yeah, I maybe underestimated how long it would take me from Nairobi to Nakuru. But also another thing that took me long was for the matatu to get filled up, because if you are going very early in the morning, sometimes, I don't know, maybe it's the matatu that I chose that took long to fill up, but it took some time. So by the time we left Nairobi, I knew, you know, I might get there slightly late. So that happened. But yeah, I don't think that had an effect or anything with the interview. It went well. Um, I came back the same day, and I didn't get that job. So I gave it a shot, but I didn't get the job, which was okay for me. At least they called me for an interview. So that gave me confidence. The fact that with little or no experience about social media management, I applied, they called me for an interview. It gave me a lot of confidence. So I when I got the response that I did not qualified for the job, I forgot about it. I was like, yeah, that was something that I would have loved to do, but now that it didn't come through, let me focus on, what I know how to do, which is my styling, work and business. So I actually forgot about that. In January went, February went, and I just continued doing what I was doing, normally, like with my work. And then there was no work, even though I continue focusing and, creating content and hoping that things would turn around, but nothing really much happened. And then my friend who had told about this job and who encouraged me to apply and go for interview, one of those days, after a couple of months passed, and it was like, why can't you try now that, your business is low and there's not much you're doing? Try and apply for like social media jobs, just in case there's small businesses looking for someone to help them manage their social media. Why can't you apply and um, start doing the work? At least you can gain some hands-on experience. You have the knowledge, but you need to like work with the brands or social media to get like hands-on experience. So remember, I've never worked with like brands or any social media account besides my personal account. So with that, I was like, you think I can actually get someone, a business to hire me to do their social media? And it looked really impossible. Like, it's not going to happen. There's so many qualified social media managers out there. I don't stand a chance with them. So I didn't actually thought that was possible. But me, I never thought, I never say no to opportunities. Like, I always say yes first, then we'll find out as we go along. So I said yes, and I started the work of looking for small businesses, at least small starting businesses that I thought would need a bit of help with their social media, whether setting it up or whether just creating, content here and there to keep their accounts going. So I identified like 50. I identified like 50 social media accounts, small businesses based in Kenya. So I did that, identified those accounts, listed them, and then the next step was to reach out to them, like DM them on Instagram. Yeah, so the next step after identifying these accounts, small businesses on Instagram, I was now meant to DM them, like come up with a draft message, a short message introducing myself, what I do, and blah blah blah, and then send it to them. So I did that. I came up with like a short text, and you know, drafted it, and reached out to like 50, 50 brands online, and the response, the response was so positive. The response was so good. The response really encouraged me, and out of the 50 accounts, I'd say um, there are some that did respond, which is okay. Some never responded up to date. Some said, they didn't have a budget, or they were not looking for additional help, a social media manager. And some were like, yeah, positive, we would like to hear more about what you can do for us. And those were the ones that I focused on. The ones that were positive and were open. Those are the ones that I really focused on. And I started believing that, this is possible. This is actually doable. Um, it just the boost that I needed, that I just needed someone to say, yeah, I just needed someone to give me a chance, however small or little. I just needed someone to just say, maybe, forget about yes, but the maybe is what I needed. And I got maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 business that said, we would like to hear more about this. We would like to, further this conversation. And let me tell you, I didn't get any job at that point, but I was just so over the moon, because I was like, you mean I have something to offer to these businesses? You mean this is actually possible? And there's an opportunity here, even though there's nothing signed yet, there's no deal yet, I mean, there's no offer yet, but that maybe we can have a call with you, maybe we can set up a meeting, maybe you can send us more information. Maybe those words really, really encouraged me and helped me just build my confidence. And I was like, the first step is taken, the second, and it looks very positive. So um, the ones that said, maybe we can further this conversation, of course, we furthered the conversation, and I got like 2 businesses owners who were like, my idea initially was to offer like pro bono service, because I was like, if I can only get a foot in, then I'd be okay. Once I get my foot in, work with, businesses or a brand for up to 3 months was my maximum. Then I can have like some experience. So I was offering my services for free. But the first brand really shocked me. After we had a long conversation and we had a chat, and they reviewed my account, my personal accounts, they review my social media accounts generally, and they looked into them, and they were like, yeah, I think we can work together. I think we can give you a chance and see how this goes. We can review after 3 months. If we like what you're doing, we can extend it to 6 months. If it's okay, then we can go even to a year, right? And they said, we know you want to work pro bono for free, but we are not going to do that with you. We are going to pay you. And I was like, oh, you're gonna pay me? And they were like, yeah, we we don't believe in people working for free. However, small work they do, or whether they have experience or not, but we believe in compensating every work that everybody does. And so they are like, we are gonna compensate you for the work you'll be doing for us. And ladies and gentlemen, what looked impossible and like undoable and very unfamiliar, something that was not even new to me, what looked like it can never have happened, like there's no way I would have worked with a brand as a social media manager. I've worked with brands, fashion brands as a stylist. I have styled for their shoots, for their collections. I have worked with brands on that level as a stylist, but never as a social media manager. And the fact that this brand was a fashion brand even made it more interesting and made it like more exciting, because I knew this is in line with my passion, it's in line with what I love doing, it's in line with everything that I do. So it's just that now I'm gonna do their social media, and I have an opportunity to do something else besides what I am used to doing. It's a good challenge. I am always open to learning. I was still learning, doing my courses, my social media courses, and so it was. And the good thing, they were also very open. It is a small brand, but they were open to just also experimenting with social media and just trying out new things. And so we were both on the same level with that. But the fact that they were doing what I love doing was just a bonus for me. That was a very good bonus. So that's how I ended up. That's how I ended up working as a social media for this brand. And you remember they said they were gonna give me first 3 months to just see my work and to see what I do. If they like it, they will extend it to 6 months and probably to a year or even more. And when I joined them, they were actually in the process of working and releasing a new collection. So they were just working on a new collection, and that was like a very, very, very perfect time. I know it was like a baptism with fire, but it was an exciting moment for me because I knew I was gonna go for the photo shoots. I was gonna interact with their collection firsthand before everyone else, before the market sees the collection. And I was so excited, especially when they gave me their plan for the release of the new collection, their plan for the social media. They gave me all this plan they had for that. You were like, you come on board with your ideas, think would work best, in line with our market and our audience. It was very exciting. And so we went for the shoot, with the collection shoot. Um, got a lot of content at the shoot. It was such a beautiful, beautiful time. And we did the first months. Yeah, the first 3 months, we launched the collection, we pushed the collection, and yeah, the first 3 months, we started in June of 2024. So the first 3 months would be June, July, August. June, July, August. Yeah, so the first 3 months were up to August. Who do I have here? Who do I have here? Am I by myself? Is there anybody? Is there anybody here? Can you just wave and say, hi, I'm here? Hi, Anne, I am listening. Just say, hi, Anne, I'm listening. Hi, Anne, I'm here. Or just tap the screen so that I see the love. So that I see the love before I finish this story. And while I continue, can also share maybe what is something you once thought was impossible but managed to achieve it. What is something you once thought was impossible but you managed to achieve? Do you have something like that? Have you ever tried something out of your comfort zone? Have you ever tried something new? You know, have you ever been challenged to do something you had little to no idea about doing, but you said, you know what, let's do it. I'm going to learn on the job, as they say, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Do you have such a scenario? Do you have such a thing in your life? You can share as well. I am not an expert in this whatsoever. I'm just sharing my story and what life is like for me, and how I believe that it's always impossible until it is done. It's always impossible. It always look hard. It always look difficult. It always look unattainable until someone else does it. You know, it always look like it can't be broken. The barrier can't be broken. It's unthinkable. It also remind me of I love Faith Kipyegon. If you guys know Faith Kipyegon, she is one lady that keep keep pushing the boundary. She's an athlete. She's a Kenyan athlete, and it's also same to like many Kenyan athletes that remind us every day that nothing is impossible, especially sportsmen in general. They always try to break their own record. They always try to break the record, set the new record. Like Eliud Kipchoge, Faith Kipyegon. I mean, those are examples close home to me. But I know there are many people all over the world who've set the records and who've broken the records and who've done what people thought were impossible, were unthinkable, were unachievable, were unattainable. They have done it. And for me, in my own little small way, I don't have to break a world record. I don't have to um, prove the world. But in my own little small way, I am always telling myself, this is this is possible. This one, I can do it. It might be challenging, it might be hard, it might be difficult, but I can do it. I will do it. I'm gonna give it my best shot. Yeah. So I worked with this brand for the first 3 months, and it went really well, and they liked my work. Then we reviewed, and they said, you know what, we're gonna do up to 6 months. And so we did up to 6 months. We relaunched a mini collection. We had like a mini collection relaunch, like the collection that was launched, and then they reproduced some pieces because they sold out. And so we did 6 more months, and it was fun. It was nice. We became friends. I got some really nice pieces from them I bought. Of course, they gave me discount, but I bought because I love the brand, I love their pieces, and I was like, I gotta partake of this. And so I got some pieces from them, which I really like. And we continued working together for 6 months, and we did it for 6 months. We had another launch of a collection. Did we have a, yes, we did it. We had a December collection last year, and that was big. The December collection was big. The launch was amazing because it was a collaboration between the brand and like an influencer, influential person, I'd say. They partnered and came up with a collection that they launched in December. So it was a December collection. It was big, it was colorful, it was amazing, it was great. And so I got to see how partnership works, what it takes to work with an influential person to like produce a collection, the behind the scenes, the nitty gritty, what all that stuff, you know. I had the opportunity of being part of it, which was really, really remarkable and such a big opportunity for me, a good learning experience, even as a stylist, but also as a business person and someone who um, is growing their business and in growing in my craft. So we did that. Um, December was amazing. People loved the pieces. The collection um, sold out as well, and it was really, really, really nice. So after 6 months, of course, we had to review, and guess what? Guess what happened? Guess what happened, guys? After 6 months, what do you think happened after the Christmas collection and the review? What do you think happened after the 6 months working with this brand? Mm-hmm. You guys know what happened? You guys can guess what happened? Hmm? Okay. I am I am thinking of going for a walk um, this evening after this live. I need to go for my walk. Yeah, I'm already dressed and ready to. But before we go for the walk, what do you guys think happened after 6 months of working with this brand? Is the lighting okay? It's beginning to get dark. I don't know, the clouds just getting dark and the weather is changing. I hope it's not gonna rain because I need to go for my walk. I need to go for my walk. Who do I have here? Are you guys here? Or should I continue the story tomorrow? Should I continue the story tomorrow? Mm-hmm. Who do I have? Let me see. Seems like I'm here by myself. Do I have Anastasia and Q? Q? Are you guys here? So after 6 months, I got 6 more months. After the review, they liked everything. I got 6 more months. And that was this year. So the 6 months began in January this year. And this has been really different. It's been interesting, different. And because of the climate change, political atmosphere, there's a lot happening. And it has affected businesses. It's still affecting businesses. And many businesses are downsizing or just stopping operating altogether because it's difficult to run a business now, especially currently in Kenya. So um, that impact has not spared even the brand that I was working with. So when this year started, um, there was slightly slowness in the business and in the brand. And I knew it. I mean, I'm in business myself, right? And I know what it is to run a business, and I know when you feel the effects of the political effect and the impact that has on clients and customers, and how that changes the buying and the spending power of people. And so I knew um, they were feeling the effect of what was happening. So anyway, we continued working this year, a bit slow compared to last year, but yeah, we continue working together with this brand. They were working on their new collection this year, and yeah, collection took a bit longer than the past two collections last year, and that's because of everything that is happening. And so it was a bit slow to produce and get the collection out. Understandably so, because yeah, like I've said, everything else, the ripple effect and everything. Anyway, so the collection took slightly longer, and there wasn't much that I was doing besides just the daily community management of their social media account. But there's not much work I was doing. And at some point, I thought maybe I'm gonna be let go. And I wasn't very worried about that because I knew um, I'd done my best and I gained the experience. Now I was gonna clock 1 year with them, right? At least I knew I had a good experience under my belt. So even if I'm let go, they gave me an opportunity, they gave me a chance, they believed in me. What I thought was impossible um, wasn't. Uh, they proved me wrong, so to speak. And I knew now that that opportunity gave me so much confidence. So things were slow, the collection were taking long to produce. Um, I was really looking forward for the collection, and I knew because I love their pieces, I know their pieces are great. I was personally hoping to get maybe a dress or something. Anyway, so I think when was it? Maybe April, they were like, Anne, we love working with you. We love what you've done with our account. We love your idea, your insights, and how you have helped us grow. But as things are right now, we'll have to stop working with you. We are just trying to manage the business as it is, cut the cost, and just keep afloat because things are thick. I mean, I saw that coming, and for me, it was a sad moment, but it was not a shock. It was sad for sure, but I knew at some point, with the way things are going in the country, this was meant to happen. And so that happened in April, if I'm not wrong. Was it in April or May? But it happened. And they were very, very gracious because they were like, we're going to pay you for, they paid me until June. until last month. We're gonna pay you, but beginning July, we are not gonna work together, right? And so for me, I clocked 1 year with this brand. They released their collection a couple of weeks ago in May. Was it May? Yeah, they released their new collection in May. It's super amazing, it's beautiful. But the moral of the story, why are you saying all this, Anne? What is the moral of all this story you are giving us? Where are you heading with all this long story? Are you guys asking that? Where are you heading with all this long story? Get to the point. It's already 52 minutes. And we have other people to watch. We have other things to do. I think we're gonna listen to you the whole day. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. Oh, it just affirms me that the story has been worth it, right? It's not been just a long story for no reason. The story has been worth it. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. So um, my work with a brand ended last month, and yeah, Anastasia, thank you so much for the love. I hope the story had made sense. I don't know if you are able to understand me with the English and everything, but maybe you picked one or two things here and there, what that has taught me, that one, it's always look impossible and looks hard, look like it's not doable until it's done. Sometimes we lock ourselves out of opportunities because we think, man, I don't have what it takes. I don't know how to do this. I did not train to do this. I do not have the qualification to do this. How am I going to do this? Will they even consider me? Will they even consider my application? Will they even consider my experience? In this case, I didn't even have an experience. I can't do it. I shouldn't even think of doing it. But I gave it a chance. I gave it a shot, and look at how it turned out. Look at how I am now. I mean, I've worked with other brands beside this fashion brand along the way because they gave me an opportunity, because they believed in me, because they were gracious enough to give me a shot. And what seemed impossible really just turned out possible. And so I don't know what you have been um, afraid of trying or doing. I don't know what you have been holding yourself off from doing, what you think you can do or you don't have what it takes to do. The feelings might be valid for sure. Maybe you don't have experience or you don't have what it takes. But I would say do not write yourself off. You do not disqualify yourself unless you've given it a shot, unless you've given it a try, unless you have uh, tried and failed. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's not unattainable. It's not unachievable, right? Give yourself a chance. Apply for that job. I don't know. Start that business. Look for those clients. I'm still looking for clients for my business, of course, and also clients for social media. But that boost is what I needed. That belief is what I needed. And I always bet on myself. I never say no until I know what it means, or what is it that I'm saying no to. I'm one person who always say yes. Then we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out along the way. But yeah, yes first. So do not write yourself out. Do not get yourself out of the equation before you do the equation. You can enable it in the settings, select language. No, I can't, Anastasia. Unfortunately, I can't do that for live. There's no way I can do that for live. Oh, I wish there's a way I can have the language translation for live, but that's not possible for live. Or is it, guys? Is it possible to have like a language translation for live? I mean, from where I sit, I've checked and I can't see any option for that. I don't know whether it's possible once you upload the video. Anastasia, let me find out for you if there's a way I can have it enabled on the uploaded video. But on the live, it's not possible. It's not possible. I'm so sorry. It's not possible, unfortunately. Or maybe let me just check here quickly. Um, Let me just find out quickly. Okay, is my net low? Is my internet down or something? Because, yeah, it's loading very slow. There we go. So, this is what it says. Yes, it's possible to have captions on YouTube Live, but automatic translation into other languages are not available in real time during live stream itself unless you use additional tools. Yeah, use YouTube Live auto caption. YouTube Live auto caption is in English only, unfortunately. Okay, maybe um, I will enable auto caption for my lives. I will enable auto caption for my YouTube lives, but it's only in English. Add subtitles in other languages after the live ends. So what I'll do, because there's an option to add subtitles in other languages after the live ends, that I can do. So I will do that, Anastasia. Hopefully you can rewatch it and understand what I'm saying. So I will enable that. That is only available after you end the live and save it. Then you can enable auto captions in other languages. Because it's saying once your live is over and the replay is saved, you can go to YouTube Studio, subtitles, and upload or auto translate your caption into other languages like Swahili and French. So I'll do that. I'll save the live and then enable auto captions in other languages so that you can go back and watch and understand. Yeah. So that's basically my short story of how um, okay. in the settings, change the language. This option is not active. I'll try. Hopefully, I'll manage to work on this today, and then I'm coming live again tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna work around this because it's also a good way of learning. For me, it's a good learning opportunity to be just as inclusive as possible. But it can only happen once the live has ended and I've saved it and activated the settings. I can't have those captions generated on the live. So yeah, that's the only banger, banger. That's the only bad thing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It's getting dark. I don't know. Yeah, it's almost 6 p.m. I am gonna go for my walk. It takes me 1 hour. I normally go walking. It's like 5 kilometers. So I normally go walking, then come back running or jogging. So I'm gonna do that now. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Anastasia, for being here, for watching, for engaging. I'll see you tomorrow. And you guys have a good time, have a good evening, have a good day, good morning if you're watching in the morning. And thank you so much for engaging with me. Remember, it's always impossible until someone else does it, until it's done. And that someone else can be you. That someone else can be you. Give it a shot, give it a try. You never know. You really never know. So I've done it. I've proven myself wrong, right? Sometimes. And so can you. So